dude, this is Bison X79. Alright, TCG Konami has done it again. They released the full set list for Bison Rampage, the next core booster set, which is due out July 27th of this month. Alright, guys, if you've been paying attention to what how the OCG released the cards, or announced the cards, we pretty much know what the majority of the core booster set's going to be. The major archetypes that are being introduced into the game right now, we have the Marin Assess, which is the new Water Attribute Cybers deck. I seen what this deck can do. Is pretty awesome. It can go up the link ladder pretty well. Can set up interruptions. So yeah, this could be the deck that replaces Salamangreats. I mean, time will tell. All right, we're getting new Yosenju cards. Most of this stuff is to turn around and support the Yosenju Pendulum version of the deck. I'm not sure how well that's going to go over, considering that nobody really played the Yosenju Pendulum version of the deck when it first came out. Yosenju Inza, though, that is definitely going to be played in Yosenju decks. Hand trap that can basically prevent your opponent from responding to your summons of Yosenju monsters, which is actually pretty damn awesome. And it can give you extra draws if you control other Yosenju monsters. Very good. Alright. We have Tenyi, which is a new archetype of war monsters here. Ranging from level 1 all the way to level 7. Basically, these cards can be special summon themselves when you control no effect monsters on the field, which means they pair well with decks that have a lot of normal monsters. They all have effects where you can banish them from your hand and your graveyard to get other effects, which is actually pretty awesome. I've been seeing these cards being tacked into things like Phantasmal Spiral Serpent decks as well as Metal Foe decks, which I think might be the better of the two, considering that scales can actually allow you to pendulum summon out the majority of the monsters here. Alright. So Morg is another archetype that's actually being expanded on, and I can tell you right now, this actually has a pretty solid deck, and it's pretty fun from what I saw in the various YGO Pro videos of it. Majority of the cards are Wind Attribute, but you do have that one Darkness card, which is actually pretty awesome as well. Main thing with it is that you can get out the big monsters pretty easily, and then you can actually just drop a card like Domain of the True Monarch to lock your opponent out of the extra deck, and even use cards like the Monarch's Erupt to stun your opponent even further. So this does have a lot of cool things for a control deck, so I'm definitely looking forward to this particular deck to try playing with it and just playing around with it. Alright, there is one new TCG exclusive archetype. We're going to get that out when we get to this other stuff. Most of the other things here are pretty straightforward. Thankfully, we can tell which are the Ultra cards in here. It's going to be difficult to tell what are the rares and what are the secrets based on the coloring of the pictures, but hey, we'll find out once the sneak peeks start getting going. Alright. Alright, so moving forward, pretty much everything else is the same. We're going to go right here into the exclusives, and we start with Barricade Board Blocker. Target Tribute Machine Link Monster, 1 outside attacks, a Link 2 with down and left arrows. All you need is 2 monsters with different names. It's pretty easy. Good generic card. If this card is linked summon, you can discard a card. During the end phase of this turn, add 1 continuous or field spell from your graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn, and then it has a continuous effect. Face-up spells you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. Alright, when I first saw this card screamed to me Sky Striker Extra Deck Staple card. Alright, I know Kadari went to 1, and now that Multi-Roll's at 1, being able to recur Multi-Roll is going to be very important. Having a card that can actually just feed into the overall strategy by discarding cards from your hands to your graveyard to get back the multi-roll, pretty awesome. And then it also offers protection for your face-up spells, which is great. So keeping this card on the field is going to be very important. All right, definitely something to pick up if you're a striker player. All right, then we have Racefelger, the Desperate Doom Eagle. It's a Wind Attribute Wing Beast monster, 2400 attack, Link 3 with Decode Target arrows, which is pretty good. 2 or more Wind monsters. Do have a few Wind monsters in this deck, Wind archetypes in this particular set, Yosenjus, as well as some Morgs. I think Yosenjus would probably be better capable of getting this card out. Gains 2400 attack while your opponent has no monsters in the graveyard as a quick effect, which allows you to target a monster in your opponent's graveyard and shuffle it back into the deck. Okay? Which is actually pretty awesome. Okay, I can see this probably being utilized in a Yusenju deck with maybe something tech cards like Soul Release being used in the main deck. Alright, and of course, we have this awesome Star Power card, which allows you to basically power boost Link monsters that are battling an opponent's monster on basically gains attack equal to the levels of ranks of monsters at points 2 times 400s. Alright, so just using Racefelger here, the Doom Eagle, as an example, with 2 essential monsters, the Kama 1, Kama 2, that's 2 level 4s, which is level 8, times 400 is 32. That will push this up to about 56, but if you tag on the 2400, if your opponent has no monsters in graveyard, this shoots up to 8,000. So yeah, this card I can see being a secret as easily. All right, we got Fumo Wave, interesting trap card. Target 1 monster on the field, destroy 1 monster on the field with the same attribute, but with a different name. Interesting card, can just basically allow you to pop off more problematic monsters based on monster attributes, so it could probably be handy. Now this is the new TCG archetype, the Dream Mirror archetype. Okay, light and dark attribute monsters. There's 2 field spells that cycle each other out of the deck. Okay, the light attribute monsters are all defensively minded, both in battle stats as well as with their effects, and then the dark attributes are more offensively minded as well. Okay, all the Dream Mirror monsters have an effect that activates when they're special summoned by the effect of another Dream Mirror monster. Sprite here will turn around and add any Dream Mirror card from your deck to your hand, which is pretty awesome. And then if you control a particular field spell, one of the 2 field spells, you can tribute this card and special summon its same level counterpart, which is Mara. All right, well, Mara is special summon, which will then triple off Mara, which will allow you to special summon 1 Dream Mirror monster from your hand. Okay. And once again, it has the same thing. If you have a particular Dream Mirror field spell on the thing you contributed to bring about Sprite. All right. So those are the 2 level 1s. Then you have the 2 level 8s. You have White Knight and Black Knight. All right. White Knight, basically, if it's brought up by a Dream Mirror monster, you can basically activate this effect. This card cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects this turn. Okay, so it's pretty awesome to actually bring out during your opponent's turn, since all the other tribute swap out effects are quick effects. So it's easy to bring out during your opponent's turn. Drop it, make it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. Install. All right, then you have Dark Knight or Black Knight here, which basically, when it's brought out, it targets a card on the field to pop it. All right, which is not bad. All right, and of course we have the mirror spells, Joy and Terror. They both have the same thing during the end phase. You banish this card and basically activate its opposite from either your hand or your deck, which is pretty awesome. You can only use this turn once per turn, which is, if it's happening during end phase, it doesn't really matter, but still. Dream Mirror monsters you control cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects or their monster attacks, except for Dream Mirror monsters with the highest level. So this basically means your opponent can't go after your little monsters unless they take care of the big ones first. And of course, you need to have a light attribute monster on the field in order to get that effect. Just if the opposite, the Mirror of Terror here, basically each time your opponent special summons a monster, inflicts 300 damage to your opponent, which is a burn card, which is awesome. And again, you can only get this card's effect while you have a dark attribute monster on the field. All right, and then you have the trap card. If you control a Dream Mirror monster, basically you get to target one of each of the field spells that are banished and shuffle them into your deck, and then you get to banish a card on the field. So basically, recurring resources back into your deck and taking resources off your opponent's field, which is actually pretty good. And then if this card is in the graveyard, and any of your Dream Mirror cards would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish this card to basically protect those other cards instead, which is actually pretty good. This whole archetype reminds me a little bit about how Ultimate Athletes functioned, with certain athletes being more attack driven while others are more defensive. So it has to feel about that. So with the quick effects being able to swap out your monsters during your opponent's phase or turns, you pretty much can turn around and be able to protect yourself, which is actually pretty good in actuality. So I'm actually liking this archetype. I'm hoping Konami actually throws some more support for this archetype in the next few sets. It looks like they're going to be throwing some support this way. I mean, they did make at least 3 of the cards ultra, so that's a good sign. I mean, times these were all commons, and that was should have been a telltale sign that they weren't very, how do I say, invested in that particular archetype. All right, some of the imports we have Orochi Channeling, which is basically for the Pendulum Yusenju decks. Number 29, Mannequin Cat, which is interesting. So rank 2, Light Attribute Beast Monster, 2,000 attack, 900 defense, interesting. Detach 1 material to target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard and special summon back down to the field. And have a monster special summon to your opponent's field while you control this monster. You can target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls and special summon 1 monster with the same type or attribute from your hand, deck, or graveyard, which is actually pretty good, considering if you use the same types or attributes your opponent does. King Nagashi Fucho, Wing Beast, 0/0. Basically, you attach both materials, and your opponent can't really do anything to this monster. Or you can't destroy the monster by battle, and there's no battle damage involving it. I'm not sure about this card. More the white aura monsters, and even a new trap to support them, which is cool. More imports here. We have FA Shining Star GT, which is actually something that I'm very interested in. 2 machine monsters, gains attack equal to the total level of FA monsters. Discard points 2 times 300, which is pretty cool, especially if we can get those motorhomes to the zones of points too. Alright, neither player takes battle damage from attacks involved in this card, so it's basically going to be taking more opponents' monsters off the field, but you're not going to be doing any damage to them. Each time an FA spell or trap card is activated, you get to play an athlete counter on this card, and then it's a quick. You have a quick effect where you can remove athlete counters to negate and basically the monster effect and destroy it, and destroy the card, which is actually pretty good. It gives a form of interruption to FA decks, which the deck does need. All right, I'm liking this. I mean, the no battle damage hurts, but at least you're taking monsters off the field. So there's that. And then we have Dragoon Knight Romulus. This is actually from Link Frames Pack 2. This was, I think, the GT was actually a promo card. Or, yeah, released in some sort of promo pack. But this was, Romulus was actually in the Link Frames 2. 2 Dragon or Wing-based monsters except for tokens. Alright, Link 2, win a tribute. Bottom right, bottom left, the best arrows here. 1200 attack. Discards like summon, you can add 1 Dragoonity, Spell Trap, or Dragon Ravine from your deck to your hand. Huge, 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 huge. If a Dragon Monster is special summon from the extra deck to the zone, this card points to. Except during the down step, you can special summon 1 Dragon or Wing Beast Monster from your hand in defense position. But for the rest of the turn, its effects, if any, are negated. And it cannot be used as a link material. Okay, not bad. So you can't link up the ladder there, but so it prevents abuse in the Guard Dragon engine, which I kind of like, but it does get stuff, but it can allow you to at least potentially go into maybe an Xyz play or even a Synchro play based on what you bring out. And then we get more Spellcaster support, Rogue of Endymion, Fire Tribute level 3, 1500. Normal special summon, place 1 counter on it. We can remove a spell counter from this card and discard 1 spellcaster monster. Set a continuous spell directly from your deck. But for the rest of this turn, you can't activate it. Or activate cards or effects with its same name. Okay, interesting about that. I'm not sure if it's going to see play or not, but fun little card here. I mean, definitely something that I like because getting Dragon Ravine from your deck, especially now that Terraforming went down to 1, going to be damn important. And since it helps you load your graveyard, it's definitely going to turn around and allow you to set up a lot of plays. So yeah, this is actually good. Any card that can fetch you a field spell that can help you set up your plays, definitely worth it. And this card can actually get you extra monsters on the field as well. So this is something I definitely would turn around and play in something like my Blue Eyes deck, just to get Dragon Ravine out, and then special summon something from the extra deck. Maybe go for Dragon Spirit. You can tribute off Dragon Spirit, get another card from it. Yeah, which will allow you to turn around and get a monster on the field, which will be a tuner from the hand, and then boom. You can synchro off on that and go into something else. So yeah, there's a lot of different plays here. This is definitely going to be something I'm going to want to play around with. So yeah, I'm liking the imports here. Well, at least the 2 Link monsters here. These 2, I think they're exclusive Link monsters. They definitely do have potential. Can't wait to play around with these as well. All right, guys, that's it for my set review of Rising Rampage. There's a lot of good cards in this set. Guys, I strongly suggest that you check it out. It's going to really help form the meta now that the ban list is out. So, guys, as always, like the video, give it a thumbs up. Want to see more content like this on my channel, make sure to subscribe, enable notifications, including YouTube notifications, so you don't miss a single upload on my channel. And guys, in the comment section below, let me know what you're looking forward to playing with in this deck. I mean, in this particular set. Alright guys, until next time, peace.